Hi, my name is David Wechsler. I am the music director of the Omni Ensemble, a group I founded along with my piano player colleague John Cheek 37 years ago. We started the group to have a musical ensemble that could perform many types of music from the Renaissance to the contemporary, including jazz, electronic music, and free improvisation. While the core of the group is flute, cello, and piano, we have often added guest artists to greatly increase the scope and variety of our repertoire. Since the inception of the ensemble, we have played continuously in Brooklyn at the Brooklyn Conservatory of Music in Park Slope. We have also performed in many other places throughout the metro New York City area, including the Cathedral of St. John the Divine, the Tenry Gallery, and in Westchester at Concordia College in Bronxville, New York. We have also performed in other concert venues throughout the country, such as the Bethlehem Music Fest in Pennsylvania, the Shelter Island Friends of Music, the Pleasantville Chamber Music Society, the Little Rock Chamber Music Society in Arkansas, the New Works October Festival at Columbia University, and the Honolulu Academy of the Arts. We also have been performing a concert series during club hours at CSI for the last 14 years. Since the pandemic basically shut down all performing venues, we have produced a series of online videos to make up for the loss of live performances. This is the first of 2 more concerts to follow in the next few months. In this concert, we are going to play a variety of woodwind music from different periods and styles. Throughout the 19th century, as harmony and compositions got more complex, wind instruments needed to be able to play in keys that were not as popular to write in for winds and brass because of the difficulty these instruments presented. That changed from about the mid-1800s when Theobald Boehm invented the modern flute, and other woodwind instruments soon copied the mechanism model. The end of the 19th century saw a big expansion in the ability and prestige of woodwind instruments beginning in France, which then went on to influence woodwind playing for the next 100 years. The French were the first European culture to embrace wind instruments in their new elevated status. The music in today's concert is featuring woodwinds, although there is a brass instrument present in this ensemble. The woodwind, or wind quintet, is a chamber music configuration. Chamber music is music for a smaller performing group that usually has one player on a part. The quintet is based upon one instrument from each section of the orchestral woodwind family: flute, oboe, clarinet, and bassoon, plus a brass instrument, the horn. These days, the modern flute is made of metal, but is still considered a woodwind instrument because it was made of wood for many centuries. The players in today's concert are in various configurations and are me, David Wechsler, playing flute, Christa Robinson, oboe, Jeff Adler, clarinet, Alden Banta, bassoon, and Janet Lantz, horn. We will begin with a piece entitled Impromptu for Spring. This is a delightful little fanfare I composed for a woodwind quartet of flute, oboe, clarinet, and bassoon. It seems appropriate since spring is right around the corner. We will continue with a late 19th century piece by a French composer named Adrien Barth. It is called Passacaglia, and it is an original woodwind quintet piece. A passacaglia is a work composed either for a reoccurring figure in music or reoccurring harmonic progression in the music. Scholars differ on the exact definition, but you need not worry about that here. This is a fast piece that does have a reoccurring melodic motive that one can hear quite clearly. It is also a fine example of the French school of woodwind composition. Our third piece today is a transcription of a Scott Joplin rag called The Easy Winners. Rags were very popular piano pieces around the turn of the 19th to 20th century and are one of the styles of music that contributed to the origins of jazz. Joplin composed many rags, and while they were not obscure to jazz and folk music aficionados, they attained much more popularity in America after the motion picture The Sting was released in 1973. The Joplin rags were arranged by Marvin Hamlisch for various combinations of orchestral instruments to create a more period feel for the movie. They soon became very popular among chamber music groups as a contrast to the mostly classical compositions that were played on chamber music concerts. This is one of those arrangements. It is by Anthony Iannacone. Our fourth piece today is by Antonio Vivaldi and entitled Concerto in G. It is a trio for either two violins, cello, and keyboard, or flute, oboe, bassoon, and keyboard. It is a piece from the Baroque period of music, which is from about 1600 to 1750. During the Baroque period, there existed a form of music called the trio sonata, which usually had four people playing the music. So why is it called a trio and not a quartet? Because the trio refers to the amount of musical lines in the piece. A trio sonata usually has two treble lines and a bass line. Then a keyboard part would merely double the bass line in the left hand, the bass notes, and just fill in chords in the right hand. The chords just count as harmonic support and do not constitute a separate musical line, so that is why there are three musical lines and why it is called a trio sonata. The harmonies already exist from the three musical lines, so the keyboard is not that crucial for the execution of the music. In the Baroque, the composers were also not as concerned with the particular instruments that played the music. So the treble instruments could be flutes or violins or oboes or a combination of any of them. The bass line could be cello or bassoon or tiarbo, which is a giant lute. Think of the tiarbo as a mandolin on steroids. It's really big. And keyboards, or the chord-producing instruments, could be harpsichord, organ, or also a tiorbo. Well, here it is in three movements. We will conclude today's concert with yet another transcription. This is a transcription of a Vivaldi piece called Concerto in A minor for two violins, strings, and keyboard in A minor. Bach took this piece by Vivaldi and transcribed it as an organ solo. The transcription we will play for woodwind quintet was done by the eminent Israeli bassoonist Mordechai Rechtman. He transposed Bach's transcription for organ from A minor into D minor. The beauty of the arrangement is the clarity of the different musical lines, which can be heard easily because of the varied timbres of the different wind instruments. It is also in 3 movements. This concludes our online concert. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to the next one.